Democrats say one thing and do another. And I don't think anything better exemplifies that than seeing Biden and Pelosi pretend they care about small businesses. And then they turn around and they kneecap small businesses. And that's why I'm so grateful to regularly remind you about Job Creators Network. Elaine Parker is Chief Communications Officer for Job Creators Network and is a big TV star. I mean, Elaine, welcome back to the Mike Gallagher Show. I'm seeing you pop up on TV all the time. Or do you give autographs?
I will for you, Mike. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. No, you're doing a great job, and I appreciate getting to share the Job Creators Network message, not only on radio, but seeing you guys do it on TV as well, because this is so crazy to see how small businesses have been so impacted by the pandemic. And then the first 100 days of the Biden administration, you guys call it literally a war on small business. Lay it out for us about what small business owners are up against and what Job Creators Network is doing about it.
Yeah, well, you laid it out just great there, Mike. I mean, when you think about the last year with the pandemic, if you are Amazon or Uber Eats or DoorDash, you've done fantastic. But if you're a mom and pop restaurant, if you're a dry cleaner or pizza parlor, hairdresser, you've been really hurt. And if you're still around, you've been really hurt. Or maybe you're gone and you're thinking, how do I start over? And as we come out of this pandemic and we're starting to see states open, some of them much slower than others, we're starting to see people get back to work and businesses start to reopen. And that's a good thing. And now you can't open a newspaper or listen to the radio or turn on the TV without hearing some new policy that the Biden administration is putting out that is literally an assault on small businesses. And that's why we're calling it, these first 100 days has literally been a declaration of war on small businesses. If it isn't supporting a $15 an hour national minimum wage, it's higher taxes. Small businesses are now staring at a 33% increase in taxes for those that are structured as a corporation. That's 1 million small businesses. And now we're looking at a piece of legislation, which is just a complete payback to union bosses in the PRO Act, which has so many negatives, Mike. We actually are calling it the Con Act. It's one thing after another. It's death by 1,000 cuts, rapid fire, whatever you want to call it. It's going to hurt our small businesses, our job creators.
It's so frustrating to hear from small business owners who say, we need a lifeline. We need some help here. I mean, look at the tax cuts that Trump signed into law in 2017. We watched in real time how small businesses and the economy overall were dramatically impacted. And of course, Biden now throwing tax hikes. I mean, as if the high tax states of New York and California aren't losing enough people. Now comes more news about the capital gains and all the tax increases that are coming. What do Americans think that Biden is doing to small business owners and the economy with upending the little bit of a lifeline that these small business owners already got?
I mean, absolutely. And Americans really are starting to see the damage that's been inflicted. I mean, you can't go to any city right now without seeing empty storefronts and closed businesses because of the pandemic. And it's really scary. And you think about all of these policies that the Biden administration wants to put forth on small businesses. And you hear them say things that sound like they're in favor of small business
right.
and sound like they want to help them. They claim that the tax increases are only going to be for individuals who make over $400,000. Well, if you're a small business owner and you're a pass-through or an S corporation, however you want to term it, you're paying taxes at the individual tax rates. And so those are the folks that are going to be hurt. And Mike, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out if you're going to hurt job creators, you're going to hurt the people who work for them. Right. And that's going to be through less hiring and lower wages. And one of the things that when the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was being passed and then was passed, we asked our small business owner members, what will you do if you get a tax cut? And they said, we will do 3 things. We will invest in our business. We will invest in our employees through higher wages and better benefits, and we will hire more people. And that's exactly what we did. And we saw a prosperity that we hadn't seen like that in a generation, and wages that increased for people at the bottom of the income spectrum. And everything's going to go backwards now.
This is why Job Creators Network is essential. And our audience, of course, is so familiar with your organization, with Alfredo Ortiz, with you. And I want everybody to get engaged, because people keep saying to me, Elaine, over and over again, well, what can we do? Well, everybody can support Job Creators Network right now. You can go to joinjcn.com, learn more. If you own a small business, if you work for one, or if you just support small business, you can do your part. You've got to be very proud, Elaine, of being part of this massive effort to sort of engage a grassroots army of Americans who can push back.
Absolutely. And Mike, we've launched this campaign, Bring Small Businesses Back. And it's really to engage small business owners across the country. There's 30 million of them out there. They employ 60 million people. That is a lot of people dependent on the success of small business. And part of this campaign is to bring together small business owners, help them help amplify their voice through platforms like yours, getting them out in the media, talking in their communities, educating not only their employees but legislators. And later this fall, we'll actually be back out on a bus tour. This will be our 4th bus tour nationally, and we'll be going around the country and meeting with small business owners and legislators across the country, giving small business owners the opportunity to talk to their legislators and their fellow community members and explain to them why these policies will hurt them.
Everybody can do their part. Go to joinjcn.com. That's joinjcn.com. Elaine, keep fighting the good fight. Glad you could join us.
Thanks, Mike. Have a great day.
So much more coming up. Portions of our show on this Friday, of course, brought to you by Job Creators Network. And I'm proud to be partnered with this great organization.